All right, I think we're live essentially. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I didn't? I thought I did. I did. Okay, I guess it didn't upload. I think I had to open the thing again. I am streaming, by the way. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, one, welcome all. Today we are playing any decks that you want me to play. So just leave it in chat. It can even just be a creature name. And we'll build a deck around whatever card you want me to. If you have a full deck list, you can leave that as well. But for right now, we will go with Avatar Aang. We get to start, and this is a really good opening hand. Get the Urban Retreat on turn 1. We'll get the Great Divide Guide on turn 2. Up against a mono-white life gain deck, most likely. Let's see, next turn we can get down Katara. Can also flash in Aang's Iceberg. Maybe to take away the Johnny Pridemate, but we can let that one grow a little bit first. And I think we get Sacred Foundry down, and then we can get this one, the South Pole Voyager. And then no attacks from us. We'll go ahead and end the turn. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have Sheltered by Ghosts, but they always have it. They always have it. 23. And then next turn we will have 6 mana, so no Sheltered by Ghosts. That's really nice. We'll have to take a pretty big hit from a Johnny right now. He has the Healer's Pigeon on top of that. So a Johnny's already 6 power. Aye. He gains 2 more life, so a Johnny's going up to 8 on the opponent's turn 3. Pretty crazy. That is pretty wild. So we'll go ahead and take 8 damage, 8 damage, and it's our turn. Another Aang's Iceberg is also really nice. We'll go ahead and name Ally, and then we'll get down Katara. And then we still have 3 mana, so we can flash in Aang's Iceberg on the opponent's turn. So no attacks from us. No attacks from us. My cat in the background is going crazy. Momo. We just got back from a really nice restaurant. Family dinner. She's just hyped that we're home. So a Johnny up to 10 power. And he attacks with the Healer's Pigeon. And a Johnny. Let's hope he doesn't have a Shard Mage's Rescue. We'll go ahead and eat that little Pridemate. You don't need him. And then I guess we look to get down Aang at the crossroads. That will trigger South Pole Voyager. And when Appa airbends any other number of creatures, I think we'll go ahead and airbend this Aang right here. And I guess the South Pole Voyager. Yeah, we can airbend the South Pole Voyager because we still have 2 mana. We get to untap that Aang, but we lose him. And then we can get down the Urban Retreat. And then we'll go with this Aang one more time. And let's find Avatar Aang. Let's absolutely go. So now if we can Earthbend, Waterbend, and Airbend, and Firebend in one turn, we'll be able to transform Avatar Aang into the Master of Elements. So let's think about this. We can Airbend with Aang. This one can Waterbend for us. We just need a way of Earthbending, and I think the only creature that can do that for us is Haru. We do have another Aang's Iceberg to take care of their Essence Channeler. Don't think the opponent wants to attack with anyone, so that is really nice. We drew just a land. That is pretty unfortunate. So we will go with the South Pole Voyager. You get to create an ally token. And then, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to attack with this Aang because we get to Firebend. That will draw us a card. It's just another Avatar Aang. Opponent does choose to block with the Healer's Pigeon. That does grow the Essence Channeler. And we'll just pass the turn. And then we can look to flash in Aang's Swift Savior and Aang's Iceberg to maybe take away any problem creature that they may have. It is a Sheltered by Ghosts, so this is a perfect moment to use Aang's Iceberg. Go ahead and take that Essence Channeler, and you lose the Sheltered by Ghosts. And I told you guys, this deck, they always play it. Even though he didn't have it in the opening turn, which is nice. And we still have 3 mana thanks to the Great Divide Guide. We can tap any of these allies right here that don't have Summoning Sickness. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to work with. It's an easy flash in Aang, the Swift Savior. But again, we might want to do that when we can Earthbend as well, because then we'll be able to transform Avatar Aang, which will be quite nice. And yeah, I don't think the opponent's too happy about that. So I think that we can call it right here, guys. That is a GG. So yeah, if you are joining chat, welcome, welcome. We are playing with an Avatar Aang deck that I built a while ago. If you have any decks that you want me to play, just let me know. Drop the deck list down below. It can also just be a single creature. If you're like, hey, I think this creature sounds really cool, could you build a deck with him? That's what we're doing today. So, yeah. And yeah, this opponent, we're just getting the salty rope. It's literally game number 1, guys. Stream just started, and we're already getting a salty rope. You absolutely love to see that. Opponent didn't like that we took their Essence Channeler. They had it on the battlefield. It was like 6 toughness or something, and they were going to attach a Sheltered by Ghost to it, and we just went ahead, flashed in Aang's Iceberg, took away their Essence Channeler, and they lost the Sheltered by Ghosts. So, yeah, opponent, you can gain all this life. Yeah, you're not really doing much. We just draw a single land. That is unfortunate. We'll go ahead and have this one enter tapped. And I guess with Katara, let's go ahead and draw a card. That does count as water bending. And there's Haru. Let's absolutely go. So we will get Haru down. So we water bended. We can flash this one in to airbend. And then we'll go ahead and bounce this creature back. Haru gets to earthbend for us. And now when we attack with Avatar Aang, we will be firebending as well. Appa doesn't... Oh, he does have flash. So that is a way that we can save our creature. We're going to attack with these 2 flyers. That's firebending. So game number 1, guys, we transformed Avatar Aang. We have the Master of Elements, where all of our spells cost 0 mana. Appa still does cost 1 white mana, because we can see from his normal cost, it costs 2 white pips. And Master of Elements says we reduce the cost by 1 mana of every color. But yeah, let's punch in for 9 damage. And we have a lot of lands. You know what? Let's get Katara down while we can. We get double triggers on everything, so we'll go ahead and earthbend all of these lands. That does count as airbending. Oh, but we don't have this one. Oh, bless me. All right, we can choose to transform him, but we're just going to decline that. Oh, I guess we actually can't flash this Appa in, so we might be in a little bit of trouble. Because all of our creatures are tapped, which is unfortunate. Great Divide Guide, of course, says creatures can tap to add mana as well. So, yeah, if you are joining, welcome, welcome. I'm playing any decks that you want me to play today. You just let me know. And it doesn't need to be a full deck list. If you have just a single card that you're interested in, that you think looks cool, that you'd be wanting to try out yourself, but just don't want to spend the mythics or rare wild cards to craft it, just let me know. If you want to just stop by to say hello and enjoy the stream, that's also totally acceptable. So hope you guys are having a good evening. And yeah, this guy's just giving us the salty rope. This is my Avatar Aang ally deck that I built a few weeks ago. Just trying it out, just to have a deck to play right away. And literally game number 1, we flipped Avatar Aang into the Master of Elements, and we got a salty rope against a mono white life gain. So yeah, let's absolutely go. Yeah, we can take a look at the battlefield for 1 second. Yeah, we got the Great Divide Guide down, who's just such a good creature. And yeah, it's awesome that we were able to flip Avatar Aang into the Master of Elements, but even just the front side of the card, Avatar Aang, I think he's really, really good. Whenever you bend any elements, water bend, fire bend, earth bend, or air bend. Yeah, I don't think I said air bend yet. You get to draw a card, which is really, really good. And whenever this guy attacks, you firebend naturally. So you are at least always guaranteed to draw 1 card with that. And I mean, yeah, the way we've built our deck, we can do the bending pretty easily. So yeah, I guess we'll just go on to the next one. Or do we look at a different deck? What should we do, guys? Do you guys want me to try out a different deck, or should we keep going with this one? guess we'll keep going with this one for right now. Only played just one game with it. The Sparky bug is still popping off, telling everyone that they're a great planeswalker. Telling everyone, I can't believe they haven't fixed that bug yet. I think it's been in the game for like a month now, and just anytime you finish a game, Sparky just comes blasting at you, telling us that we're a great planeswalker. All right, we're up against Uglar. What a name. All right, we get to go first, which is really nice. And I mean, turn 1, Earthern Ally. Yeah, because with Cavern of Souls, we can name Ally, and then that's a turn 2 Great Divide Guide. So I can dig it. So yeah, with this Cavern of Souls is amazing in this deck because I think every single creature card is uncounterable then, which is really nice if we are up against a like a Zorius Gamer. Mono blue control. This guy isn't, so we can get the Great Divide Guide down. Go ahead and punch in for 1, and then next turn we have a Katara the Fearless to go ahead and double any triggers that we may have. Opponent does have quite a bit of black mana, so can definitely hit us with some kill spells. That is a possibility. And there it is. I think you removed the wrong creature. Great Divide Guide, just such a good card. And I think we'll actually get the planes down. We can go with the Earth Kingdom Protector, and then we'll tap this guy. So white, we will have to take 1 damage from starting town, but I think that's worth it to get down Katara. And then, I mean, we could play Appa next turn, but honestly, maybe we save Appa and flash him in. And save any of our creatures. Opponent does have the Festive Fighter. So yeah, they're looking to create a bunch of food tokens. That's pretty funny. Avatar Aang is actually also really good. So this guy just says sacrifice him. It doesn't matter if he's tapped or not. So we'll have this one enter tapped, and then we will get down Avatar Aang. And then no attacks from us. 3 power creature. Yeah, definitely don't want to lose our Great Divide Guide or Katara the Fearless, just because they do provide a little bit too much value, a lot more value than this Minstrosity. What a name, guys. Candy Cane monster. That is pretty funny. This guy gets to create a 1/1 human creature token, create a food token, and then put X +1 counters, where X is a number of foods you control +1. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Opponent gonna remove our Earth Kingdom Protectors, and he is all tapped out. That's fine. We'll go ahead and sack this creature right now, and we'll give Katara Indestructible. That does at least prevent this one from attacking in right now. So just a few sequencing things that, you know, you guys could also do. We'll go with the South Pole Voyager, and then we get double triggers thanks to Katara, which is amazing. And Earth King's Lieutenant is actually going to put a counter on everyone, but then we would be all tapped out. I still think it's worth it. So let's go with the Earth King Lieutenant. Oh, and that actually triggers twice, which is amazing. So 5 and 5. So even a double block won't take these creatures out. So we're free to attack. We get a double Firebending 2. Of course, when Aang Firebends, you get to draw a card, but that triggers twice thanks to Katara. So we're drawing 2 cards right here. Bop, bop. And then we're Firebending again, which triggers Avatar Aang again. I'm telling you guys, you really don't need to flip him to have a really good card on your hands. He is just by himself pretty good. So yeah, nice little reload right there. Big bop, big damage. Opponent down to 10. And I mean, Cavern of Souls. All right, guys, I'm going to be 100% honest. This is really bad manners. BM, as it's called. But you can go ahead and name Coward. That is a creature type. So if we were to do that, it would look like we would be calling our opponent a coward. we'll just go ahead and name Ally. You see how big Ally pops up right there. If we named Coward, we would have, it looked like, been calling our opponents a coward. He's definitely not. He's just trying to get his food token deck down for the winter achievements. He is playing with some removal spells, but that's fine. I mean, he's down to 10. We can get another Earth King Lieutenant down. That's going to put a nice double counter on everyone. So I think we just go with another Great Divide Guide. So this guy gets double counters. Our South Pole Voyager gets some more counters. We draw some cards. We could go with another Avatar Aang, but like I said, I want to go with Earth King Lieutenant. So this guy will get 2 counters. The South Pole Voyager pops off, gains some life, and then this guy puts 2 counters on everyone. And I think we just attack through, and I think that's lethal. Opponent could gain some life, so he's up to 13. So opponent is, he's still dead, because I didn't know that this Earth King Lieutenant didn't have summoning sickness. So yeah, another really clean game. That's game number 2. And yeah, for those of you guys that weren't here for game number 1, we were able to flip Avatar Aang, got him over to the Master of Elements. But yeah, game number 2, I mean, Katara is just such a good creature card, just doubling up on every trigger we have. So yeah, another really, really clean game. I see we have some new people joining us. If you're just lurking, 100%, that is fine. I'm happy to have you guys. But feel free to leave in chat. It doesn't need to be a full deck list, guys. I will be happy to play any card that you want me to play. So if you say, hey, can you make a Valgavoth deck, or well, yeah, just any funny creature card. Just, yeah, drop the creature card in chat and we'll build the deck for you guys. Don't worry about it. And it doesn't matter if it's super janky. It doesn't need to be super competitive. That is what today's stream is about, is just playing any cards that you guys want me to play. But if you're here just to have a good time, that is also fine. Feel free to say hello or just stay lurking. That's also a-okay. So, yeah, I guess I can ask the question again. This is game number 2 with the Avatar deck. Do you guys want me to continue playing this one? Or do you want me to look at a different deck that I have? Or do you guys want to drop any card name or decks in chat? Drop some decks in chat. You change the sounding of one word right there. Drop some decks in chat. Might sound a little bit like it would need to be an 18+ stream. All right, I'll take a sip of water while we're waiting. All right, well, we will go with, I'll tell you what, guys. We'll do one more game with this deck right here. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. And then we'll switch over to a different deck. How does that sound? Does that sound good? I hope it does. I hope your guys' new year is off to a great start. If you have any big plans for 2026, I hope they come true. I hope they come true. All right, opponent gets to go first. Double starting town is pretty nice. The Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop can add any color of mana for our allies, which is really nice. We have a double Earth King Lieutenant, so I think this is looking like a pretty good hand. And let's see what the opponent has in store for us. They do get to go first, which, of course, in best of 1 standard, huge advantage that cannot be understated. And we will take a little bit of damage from starting town. Well, we'll go with the Voyager on turn 1. And then I think we look to get Haru on turn 2. And then maybe turn 4 we could go with a double Earth King Lieutenant. Opponent with a stab. Look at that. Just stabbed us in the back right there. So heartless. So cruel. Little elf. The little elf who could. We'll get starting town down because this one does come in untapped. And then, like I said, we'll go with Haru. And then next turn can be the Secluded Courtyard into a double Earth King Lieutenant. I kind of like that play line. Just because we won't have 5 mana. Even though, yeah, we are up against Ouroboros, so I think the opponent got us. I think the opponent got us 5 mana. We'll have to shock this one in, take 2 damage right there. I still think it's worthwhile to get down a Earth King Lieutenant. We're going to take double damage from this one as well, which is a little bit unfortunate. You get to Earthbend. Don't think it really matters too much. Because, yeah, we are just finito, guys. I'm sorry to tell you that our 3-game, or I guess technically we won 2 in a row. But yeah, winning 3 in a row, that just isn't a possibility. Opponent got down an Ouroboros. I think they did do it on turn 4. Or did they do it on turn 3 with the elf? They have 4 mana. I guess if they play a land right now, yeah, they got it on turn 4, which is a little bit surprising. I guess he just drew Ouroboros that turn then, if you think about it. Because this is, of course, probably the best card in the entire deck. So if he could have played it on turn 3, he would have definitely done that. Nice little stab to take us out. And then opponent should attack with the elf. I don't think I would trade. Great Divide Guide is a pretty nice draw. Is there anything? I guess Aang at the Crossroads could actually find Aang Swift Savior, and then we can at least bounce Ouroboros. I really think it's just delaying the inevitable. But yeah, here comes the Great Divide Guide. Get to put another counter on the Earth King Lieutenant, and we do get to Earthbend. Then we do have to tap all those creatures, so we are all tapped out. And yeah, we are looking to find Aang Swift Savior. So this guy grows, but he's tapped out. Can Earthbend a land, but again, it is tapped. And we didn't find it. Appa can bounce 2 things back to our hand, but I don't think it's anything we would want to bounce back. So we'll just get Avatar Aang, and again, we can Earthbend. That's pretty funny. And then since we are Earthbending, we do get to draw a card. It is a Cavern of Souls. We've already played a land for turn. So we're not dead. That's 16 damage. Do we go down to 1 HP in a dream? I think we do. And this one, this land can't be blocked. Can't be blocked this turn. Opponent doesn't attack. That he's scared. He's shaking in his boots. Firebending and sending card is Firebender Ascension card. Yeah, I know which card you're talking about. We can definitely play a deck with that one. We'll go ahead and name Ally. And then we did find Aang Swift Savior, so let's absolutely go. Can we Waterbend this turn? Because this is Airbending. Haru pops off. That's Earthbending. So we'll bounce the Ouroboros. We'll Airbend, or sorry, we'll Earthbend this land right here. Oh, opponent has the Snakeskin Veil. That's crazy. Only card in their hand, and it is a Snakeskin Veil. That is a big yikes for us. We do get to draw a card. Oh, and it's Aang's Iceberg, but he does have hexproof, so we need to keep 3 mana open to at least take his Ouroboros from him. If we do it like this... wait, I need to... How much mana do we have, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then we can't attack. Wait, but we Earthbended? Wait, can this one Waterbend? Oh, but that costs 8? We would have to tap everyone, right? Oh, we're so close to being able to flip Avatar Aang. So then the question is, do we go Aang at the Crossroads? And then we still have 3. I think we do. We go with Aang at the Crossroads. We'll keep this one that doesn't have Summoning Sickness. We get to Earthbend again, so we'll just put another counter on this one. Avatar Aang pops off. Ooh, we found an Aang Swift Savior, so we'll take that one. It doesn't matter which one we keep. We'll go ahead and bounce your elf back to your hand. That's actually really nice, because we reset all the counters on the elf, and we'll be able to flash in Aang's Iceberg. Guys, I cannot believe it. I think we're going to beat this Ouroboros deck, which is absolutely crazy. So, before the opponent even gets to draw, we're going to attack. No, wait, we can't attack because we need our creatures to be untapped. I nearly made a mistake there. I nearly threw the game. No attacks from us. We will put the stop on the opponent's upkeep. So before they even draw a card, because we know they are playing with Snakeskin Veil, I don't want him to draw another one of those. So no attacks from us. End the turn. We can choose to transform this Ang, which we will do. Yeah, sure, that's fine. But we'll flash this one in first. We can tap our creatures. So say goodbye to your Ouroboros. Opponent has no creatures on his side of the board. We reset the Ouroboros. We played around a Snakeskin Veil. Wow, guys. Let's get some W's in chat for that one. I thought for sure we were going to lose. I'll be honest, the opponent drew really, really poorly. Well, 2 stabs did get rid of some of our creatures, but a Snakeskin Veil and an Ouroboros, let's absolutely go. That was an amazing game, and I think next turn... No, we would not be able to flip Avatar Aang because we have no way of airbending. We can waterbend with this Aang, firebend with this Aang. When we play an ally, Haru will earthbend for us, so we're just missing waterbending. So maybe we could... No, look, our Iceberg can also waterbend for us. We could give him back Ouroboros, maybe once we attack with everyone, but I think this is more than 21 damage because this is 10 damage right here, plus another 7. So yeah, we got the opponent. All right. Okay, Mr. Hillbilly 75, he wants us to play a Firebending Ascension deck. That card is good. Generous Plunder is good with that card as well. So let's go ahead and think and theory craft. We'll do it together, guys, because I'm really not that smart. Let's do it. So let's go to decks. And we are doing standard fire. I think if we just do fire, we should find it, right? And if we go to Avatar, and I think it's a rare card if I'm not mistaken. So Firebender Ascension is the card that we are building a deck around right now. And when we read Firebender's Ascension, this is an enchantment. When it comes down, we get to create the Googly Eye Soldier token that you guys can see right there. He has the googly eyes. That's pretty funny. It is a 2/2 creature with Firebending 1. And when we go back to Firebender's Ascension, it says whenever we attack, whenever a creature we control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, we put a quest counter on this enchantment. And then if it has 4 or more quest counters, we can copy that ability. And we can choose new copies for it. So we want a deck that has a lot of really fun attacking triggers. So Firebender's Ascension, and let's see, Plunder. That's definitely not an Avatar card. And I'm not sure it's rare or not. Gutless Plunderer. Double triggers. Generous Plunderer. Yeah, this guy. But let's see, this one says, I don't see any attacking trigger here. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. And when you do, target opponent also creates a tapped treasure token. Oh no, I do see that. Whenever this creature attacks, it deals damage to the defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. That is hilarious. So yeah, let's go with 4 Generous Plunderers. And I think we're just going to be in mono red. So we want some attacking triggers. So let's just go ahead and look at some creatures for right now. Who has some attacking triggers? This one, you need some lessons to do that. Who else is a good one? This one has no attacking triggers. Hired Claw, he costs 1 mana. Where is the Hired Claw? Stadium Headliner does create the Mobilized token, and we can use him for some removal as well. So maybe we'll include some copies of him. We can cut down some copies later as well. I think the Hired Claw right here is a good inclusion as well. Whenever he attacks, we get to create the one, or we launch a fireball. Yeah, there's a siege that helps double triggers as well. Yeah, you're thinking of Mardu Siege. For that, we have to splash in white though, which we can do. We just type siege, we should find it. It's not a creature though. It is a... Oh, it's not 1 mana either. It's so funny when you put these filters on sometimes. Sorry, it's not the Mardu for Siege. It's the Windcrag Siege. So yeah, this one, you can choose the Mardu option, where if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability, you get to double that one. So this is a card we can include. Let's go ahead and put it in the sideboard for right now, just because we would need to splash in white. Whereas we definitely could do that with the Windcrag Siege. Because there are some really good white creatures. Voice of Victory is a creature I really like. He creates the 2 mobilized tokens. That's really good. There's the Arabella, the Abandoned Doll, that whenever you attack, you get to blast the opponent. So, yeah, we definitely could go splash in some white. That is a consideration. So if we do that, then there is Voice of Victory. Let's just do that, guys. Yeah, let's go with the Windcrag Siege. We'll go up 4 copies of this one, put it in the 3 mana slot. So let's see, we're up to 48 cards right now. Do we want to pack some removal? I think if we do Doll, and yeah, here, Arabella's just an amazing inclusion in this one. Whenever she attacks, she gets plus X, or no, she deals X damage to the opponent, and you gain X life. How awesome. Yeah, you have a deck with these tokens as well. Yeah, I built a very similar, I mean, it's looking very similar. I didn't consider Generous Plunder in my version. But Delny is a really good option as well. I think if you just do Del, that should hopefully find it. Yeah, Delny is really good because creatures with power 2 or less, which is kind of everything in our deck, they can attack through if an opponent has a any big creatures. So we could go with 4 copies of Delny, and then we are at 56. So 4 more cards. I do think we want a little bit of removal. We're up to 24 lands right now, which is maybe a little bit much. I think we could maybe go down to 23 potentially. So, yeah, let's just go with Get Lost. Let's do a little bit of removal, or no, you know what? I think instead of let's go with Lightning Strike. And are we still looking at creatures right now? Let's take white away. Lightning Strike costs 2 mana and it's instant speed. Well, I guess we could go with the Lightning Helix to gain some life as well. Yeah, let's go Lightning Helix. And then our lands. There are definitely some pretty good dual-colored lands. Why are we not looking at lands for 2 mana and instant speed? Imagine a land at instant speed. That would be pretty funny. So let's see. Here they are. Yeah, so the Inspiring Vantage is a good one. Sacred Foundry is another really good one. And the Sunbillow Verge is also another really good one. So, let's see. That's still 24 lands, which I think is a little bit on the high side. I think we might be able to cut 1 or 2 lands. Could maybe go up another removal card then. Like a Burst Lightning or something like that. I guess the only question is, do we want the Elegant Parlor? Let's go down 2 more of those. Let's go up 1 copy of Elegant Parlor for some Surveil, and then let's maybe look at like a Multiversal Passage, for instance. Where is it? Here it is, Multiversal Passage. I think we can go with 4 of those because we are trying to go pretty quickly. The white Avatar land for +1. Where is it? White. Are we still on lands? Well, let's go Avatar because it is in the Avatar set. So yeah, the next consideration is, do we include this one? Put a +1 on each creature you control. That is pretty good, and I have really enjoyed this land in the few decks that I've played it. So I guess we can maybe go 2 copies of this one. For this one, you do need a decent number of basics. So we're up to 63 lands right now. So let's see, 4 times 4 is 16, 17. Plus these 2 is 19. I think we can cut 1 more of each. And red, I think we are a good mix of both. I guess 1 more like that. So then this is still 24 lands, right? That's 16, 17, 19. Maybe go down 1. Maybe get rid of the Elegant Parlor. I don't think the Surveil will be too important. So this is 23 lands. I think let's go down then 1 copy of the Multiversal Passage, and then let's go with 2 copies of like a Burst Lightning. So that's a 1 mana, not from Avatar, instant speed, burn spell. Could also go with a pump spell, but I don't think a pump spell is really what we want. I think we'll go with 2 copies of Burst Lightning. All right, let's try this deck. We're going to rock with this deck right now. So big shout out to MTG Hillbilly in the chat. He wanted us to go with a Firebender Ascension deck. Suggested splashing in some white cards for the Windcrag Siege. So let's rock. All right, Will Soda. He says, what outside the box combo would you come up with? You are a combo player. Yeah, what type of combos are you interested in? Because you missed it earlier. At the very beginning of the stream, we played with Avatar Aang. And we were able to flip him. And I mean, of course, to flip Aang into the Master of Elements, you need to Earthbend, Waterbend, Firebend, and Airbend, which you could consider that being a combo. You could consider that being a combo. You could go with like a kind of a Reanimator deck where you can kind of one-shot the opponent with Arden. I'm not sure if you would really consider that a combo. I think we can go with Generous Plunder, or do we keep open our Lightning Helix to get rid of the Slick Shot Show Off? I think we can probably wait 1 turn for that. And then we do have a land drop, which is nice. We do get to create the treasure token as well, so we will have 4 mana to rock with. We will have 4 mana to rock with. Outside the box combo. Yeah, so I played with a Reanimator deck. It was a pretty fun combo. What else was there? Are we just dead right now, guys? Is he going to double this guy's power? 8. Yeah, double that creature's power. Yeah, so we're taking 16 damage. That is a big yikes moment. So we're down to 4. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have any more burn spells or pump spells. Let's go with Arabella, and then we can at least go with Lightning Helix on the opponent's turn. Hopefully he maybe pumps this creature up a little bit. Hopefully he pumps that creature up a little bit, uses some of his cards to do that one. What's another fun combo deck? I'm trying to think, because I actually also like combo decks. Combos. The Emberheart Challenger. Let's see if he pumps any of these creatures up. That's fine, opponent. You can go to attack steps. We will be gaining 3 life, so we're going up to 7. And he goes with the Dreadmaw Ire on that creature. So, Lightning Helix to take that one out. Bap. So we go up to 7. That one does get Prowess. 1 unknown card in hand. Yeah, I don't think he had it. So, Arabella, Firebending Student, I'm not too worried about. Do we create the treasure token right now? This guy does need 6 mana for that. Firebending Student. Is that instant speed? That is instant speed. You can add 1 mana. I think we go ahead and decline this one right now. Yeah, we go ahead and decline that one. And then we can get that one down. We can get Delny. Delny, we get double triggers from this. So when we attack, Arabella is going to gain us 4 life. We get to double that, though. And for whatever reason, I absolutely hate this about Arabella. It always wants to trigger first. So if you guys also build an Arabella deck, make sure that you have your triggers set to not auto trigger, where the game just does it. You want to trigger them manually, and you want to put the Arabella triggers at the end. I'm speaking way too much right now because in this case, it doesn't matter. It is really important when you have some of the creatures that create the mobilize mechanics, where we would get some extra creatures. But yeah, I think we just got the opponent. So that is a fat GG against a mono red deck that's looking to go pretty quickly. I guess I take that back. Opponent is going down to 1 HP. No, because this guy has a Menace. So yeah, we got the opponent on the dot. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. Got the opponent, Jose Antonio. down to 1 HP and a dream. All right, Hillbilly. Yeah, that's a really good deck. I do like the inclusion of the Generous Plunder. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. So, all right, I'm gonna ask Will if he is still here. If he is still here, yeah, thanks a lot, Hillbilly, for the suggestion. I do really like the Firebender's Ascension. So yeah, Mr. Hillbilly, he said in chat, suggested we build a Firebender Ascension deck. So we just did that. I'd be happy to play it one more time. I just, for a few seconds, want to ask Will. He said, is there any outside-the-box combo that you can come up with? So I'll ask Will, is there a specific card? You see the vision? Yeah, but I haven't really suggested anything for you. Which card are you interested in, Will? Is there a specific creature card that you'd like to build around? And anyone else in chat, if you're just joining, huge welcome. I am just playing any decks that you guys want me to. So Will asked for a combo deck. So yeah, I'm trying to ask Will, is there a creature card that you're interested in? Or, you know, maybe like an enchantment or something that you would like to combo? Maybe a planeswalker? What exactly, and I know you asked me, is there any combo deck? Let's go ahead and look at my decks for a second. I have a lot of like historic decks and stuff. I have this Famished Reanimator one. I guess I could show this one. I don't know how much of a true combo it is. It's just kind of your typical graveyard reanimation deck. But let's go ahead and showcase this one real quick. We're doing some graveyard shenanigans right now. But yeah, going back to Cursed Recording. Yeah, Cursed Recording, that's the one. I think you need to pay 2 mana to double it, and then you get a double trigger. I actually don't think that one would be the best in the Firebender Ascension deck that you're talking about, because I think that one... We're trying to go pretty quickly with that Boros deck that we just created, and I don't think you can really take too many turns off by playing the Cursed Recording, which is a artifact that comes down and does nothing, and then you have to keep 2 mana open to double a trigger. So I don't think that's actually the best. I do know the Curse Recording. I've actually been trying to think of a deck with it as well. And oh, Will, you actually know what? After this Reanimator deck, whether we win or lose, I actually know a pretty fun combo deck that we can play, actually. We will get Starting Town down, and then we'll impend our Overlord. We have 2 of these creatures that we want to drop off. Oh, no. Oh, guys, these are some of the best cards that we would want in our hand. Of course, Zombify can reanimate something. Bitter Triumph could have actually discarded one of these. And, I mean, the Broodheart engine is just some really good surveil. So that Overlord was a little bit of a miss, which is unfortunate. The Swamp. We'll get down another Restless Cottage. And 4... Do we start impending this Overlord? I think we can take a turn off. So Siege Ship, Brood Tender. We did put a 3-fold Thunder Hulk in the graveyard. That is pretty nice. We do have a potential reanimation target. The Lumbering World Wagon. So I think the opponent is playing with Kona. That actually is another combo deck. You guys probably know it. Yeah, and there's the blue mana. So we only have 4 mana top, so I think we can play a Starting Town, and then we just impend this Overlord right here. And we have 1 mana available. Honestly, I think we just take the Siege Ship, and then no attacks from us. We might just be dead this turn. Teamer. Battle Crier, so cards with mana value 4 or greater get a discount. Opponent gets to punch in. Exile the top 2 cards. It's another Lumbering World Wagon. And he can play for 1 mana. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That was pretty cracked turn from the opponent. Opponent punches in for 6. I think we let him have this 6 damage this turn, or do we save 6 life? 7 damage even. I think we take it for 1 turn. And, I mean, our draws just really are not it. We'll go with the Seed Ship Brood Tender on Zombified that I wish was in our hand. 3 mana won't do anything for us, so that one can enter. We do have a blocker, but I think we need to actually just sack both these creatures to block right now, actually. I think we need both these creatures to... Ooh, land destruction sounds awesome. That's one of my favorite things to do, Hillbilly. So, if you want to leave... I don't know how much you can post in chat, but yeah, if you leave the deck list, I would be happy to try that out. After this game, though, like I said, win or lose, I do want to showcase Will a really fun Yuna deck that I have. A really fun Yuna deck that we have. Opponent's going absolutely hard, so I guess they were not playing with Kona. They're just going with the Teamer Battle Crier, so they get a double discount right now. Cactor Folk that he can play. Alright, yeah, opponent just absolutely destroyed us right here. We'll go on to the next one, because I do want to showcase the Yuna deck that I have. And then, if Hillbilly wants to paste in chat his land destruction deck, that would be awesome. Because that is literally one of my favorite decks of all time. I have it here. You see it's even hearted. It's called Land Ho. It is a historic deck, so can't play it in standard right now, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I want to show Will. Me too, I have 3 different versions of land destruction. You also have one, that's awesome. But yeah, here, Lost in Yuna. This was a really, really fun deck I played before the Avatar set came out, so I don't know if I've added any Avatar cards to this deck, but this was a really fun combo. There's a spaceship, mana cost 8. Yeah, oh, I actually did that, Hillbilly. I think with, so you're thinking of Extinguisher Battleship is the name of the card. You get that down for 8 mana, and of course, I think you hope to cheat it out earlier. And then with Doppelgang, I made a bunch of copies of that 8 mana Battleship. You make a bunch of copies with it, with Doppelgang, is how I did it. That is indeed a fun deck. All right, guys, I have not played this deck in a hot minute, so might need to take actually 1 or 2 games to get used to it, but it was actually a Spider-Man card that I really, really liked. I guess I did upgrade it with 1 copy, maybe, of something from the Avatar set. Oh, okay, so this is actually the card that we want. It's called Lost in Lijaara. You get this down for 4 mana. And then on turn 5, you play Yuna, and you actually get to make a non-legendary copy of Yuna, which is a ton of fun. But yeah, if you guys are just joining, thank you so much for joining my stream. We are playing just any deck that you guys want me to play. Any card you want me to play. And right now I'm trying to showcase for Will a combo deck. And that was actually my question for Will, but I'd be happy to hear what you guys think. Will asked for a combo deck. In your guys' opinion, what is a combo deck? Is that something that you kind of, on that turn right away, have to win with? Or is it just something like, let me think of my playline for a second. Yeah, we still will have 2 mana, so we'll go with another Summon Fenrir. Let's go ahead and take the island, and then let's go with Esper Origins. This Overlord can go in the graveyard, and so can the land. We have plenty of lands. Or is a combo deck... We can go ahead and attack, actually. Something, and I kind of hope I find my Yuna pretty soon, but you guys are probably familiar with Yuna. You get her on the battlefield, and at your end step, you can pull back a enchantment. The combo that I have with this deck, Lost in Lijaara, you guys can see Chapter 2 says make a copy of a creature, and it's non-legendary. So that's the combo I came up with. Of course, that doesn't win the game on the spot, so... yeah, I guess that's a question for you guys. What is a combo deck for you guys? What is a combo deck in your guys' opinion? And you know what? Let's go with the Legend of Kyoshi. We'll be able to draw 4 cards, which will be quite nice. Nice little draw 4. Yeah, and there's Yuna. All right, so next turn, I think we keep back our Summon Fenrir to block. Next turn, we could look to hit them with the Day of Judgment. And then the turn after that, go with Lost in Littlejohn. Opponent goes with the Pastry. It is a food token, so maybe he's doing the food one. Pumps that one up. 3 power. Is he going to attack? 2, 4, 6. And I mean, guys, we actually ramped so much that we can actually just play our Overlord out. That's pretty funny. But yeah, we're going to just try and save as much life total as possible. Yeah, the Moonlit Meditation, I really like that card. I know exactly which card you're talking about, Hillbilly. We get to Earthbend X. So we'll go ahead and do that. That is an 8/8, which is pretty nice. And do we get down Yuna? Not really any amazing enchantments we can get down. We would have 4 mana. Maybe we... You know what? Let's maybe Impend. This one does let us Surveil 3. So let's go with Lost in Littlejohn. We'll actually get to Surveil 3, which will be pretty nice. Yikes, no good enchantments really to put in the graveyard. And we're halfway through our deck already, guys. We are down to 32 cards. And, I mean, yeah, let's just put some pressure on the opponent. 8 damage is a decent chunk. That is a decent chunk. Opponent with the Novice Inspector. Gets to draw a card. Has a clue token that he could crack. Opponent's tapping his mana pretty carefully. Is the opponent playing with any board wipes? I mean, he's trying to play out a lot of kind of tiny weenie creatures. Usually that doesn't go too well with removal cards. But yeah, look, so here's the combo that I came up with a while ago looking at Lost in Littlejohn. It's Chapter 2. Says the next creature card you cast comes in as a non-legendary copy. Elsa, you can share whatever deck you want, and we'll give it a shot. So let's go with Yuna right now, and look at Chapter 2, Lost in Littlejohn. Says create a non-legendary copy. So we have 2 Yunas on the battlefield, and we have 3 mana. Oh, 4 mana, because this is a land. You know what? Let's go with another Lost in Littlejohn. Yes, go... Yeah, IFC, you can also share your deck. IFC actually earlier said that he has a pretty fun landfall deck. Let's try it out. We'll get an Overlord in the graveyard. And you know what, guys? We're actually milling so much. I'm not sure I want to mill another land. So let's go ahead and draw Yuna for next turn in case the opponent does remove our Yuna. And actually, all of our creatures have Summoning Sickness, but Yuna can go ahead and pull back Overlord. And then this Yuna can go ahead and pull back the other Overlord, if you know what I'm saying. We will drop off a land. I think we have plenty of lands for right now. Also, because this Overlord is creating a land, so let's hope that the opponent doesn't have any board wipes. Let's hope the opponent doesn't have any board wipes. Opponent does have 7 mana, which is quite a bit. Oh, it's just a Beza. Gets to gain 4 life, create some fish tokens, draw a card. Opponent's also popping off. Opponent is also popping off, but, I mean, our enchantments, they do get trample and lifelink, so... I was like, wait, why does this one have hexproof? But that's because Avatar Kyoshi says all of our lands have hexproof, which is pretty funny. All right, you can splash. Allow you to bring artifacts back, and for 4 with the 1-drop art, copy his abilities with blue. All right, Will, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure which deck you're talking about. All right, for us though, choose a card name. Whenever deals damage, we get to draw a card. So we'll name Overlord of the Flood Pits because that one has flying, so that one can go over the top. And then this one's on chapter 2. The next creature card we play, we get to double it up. So how about nice 2 copies of Overlord of the Mistmoors, create a bunch of tokens, and we have a Get Lost, so we could remove his Beza right now and then just attack all out. I think we do that, guys. You know, they do say math is for blockers. Well, I guess he does get to put 2 counters with the Paw Patch Recruit. And let's see what enchantments we have in the graveyard. We can pull back Lost in Lajara and I guess a Summon Fenrir, but we really don't have the best cards in the graveyard. So you know what? Let's go with Lost in Lajara. We'll put an Overlord and we'll keep those 2, and then we'll keep our Yunas back. Don't want to lose those creatures just yet. Horror Story, yeah, this deck is a ton of fun. We have to discard a card. We can drop off Esper Origins, since it does have flashback. Opponent will get to create 5 treasure tokens, so, I mean, we're definitely not out of the woods yet. Opponent has a ton of mana to work with. Opponent is down to 14. I think we'll be able to finish them off next turn. It's a complex way of putting cards together in such a way that breaks the meta outside the box. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is really fun to come up with kind of unique and interesting decks, which I think this one achieved really, really well. I really like this deck with Yuna. You see, we can just pull back Lost in Lajara, and guys, we can throw a Summon Bahamut, but at the same time, I kind of want to keep Summon Bahamut because we have 9 mana, so one of these Lost in Lajaras will definitely be on chapter 2, so when we cast Summon Bahamut, we'll be able to blow up 2 creatures right now. So yeah, Horror Story, welcome to the stream. So happy to have you here. And yeah, Elsa, we're waiting for Elsa and IFC to share their deck. Elsa had a landfall deck. All right, opponent's popping off. 6 mana lifelink, so he goes back up to 20. I think we will. Let's think about this. Yeah, we'll take the block right now, just so he won't have this creature to block on the crackback. Oh, can he give it? Well, we're dealing 8 damage. You have the list copied. There might be a character limit. I'll have to look at changing that for next. Maybe you can just paste a few of the card names. Maybe you can paste just a few of the card names. All right, opponent with a Beza. And 3 mana to work with. Make a simple code or something. Here, one sec, guys. Let me think. There's a lot of things popping off, as you guys can see. People sharing their deck lists. We'll go ahead and name... How many cards do we have left, actually? I have 21 cards left. I'm just going to name Yuna, because we really don't need to be drawing any cards. We can play a land for turn. Here comes Summon Bahamut. And guys, we have 2 Lost in Lajaras on Chapter 2, so I think we would get to create 2 extra copies of the Summon Bahamut. I think. I'm not sure how that works. I've never had that interaction. I'm not sure how that interaction works, but I think we would be able. Both of these are on Chapter 2, and both of them do say when you cast your next creature, make a copy of it. So, guys, I think we have 3 Summon Bahamuts entering the battlefield right now. I think we choose to blow up Beza, of course, and these 2 Paw Patch Recruits. That's going to put a lot of counters somewhere, but I think we just attack all out. All of our enchantments have trample thanks to Yuna. So, yeah, I think we got the opponent. I think we got the opponent right there. All right, guys. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not 100% sure if you can share links, though, which might be unfortunate. That might be unfortunate. Let me see if I can give you permission real quick, actually. All right, Elsa, if I right click on your name, how does a mod? Have I ever maze ended someone? I have not ever maze ended anyone. No. Where you try and get a bunch of gates. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. Um, I do know what you're talking about, but I haven't done that. I could look to do that for sure. If you just missed this game, I would highly recommend just going back 10 minutes or so when we started this match. Because, man, guys, we popped off like crazy. Look at our board state. Double Yuna. This one is, of course, non-legendary thanks to Lost in Lajara. And we're casting his summon Bahamut. And we're actually making 2 extra copies of it. So, wow, this was a really good game. Like exiling all players' lands with deadly cover up. Yeah, Will, I do know what you're talking about. That is pretty funny. It's just I think when you get to that point though, where you kind of take all the lands out of an opponent's deck, when you're casting Deadly Cover Up, I mean Deadly Cover Up does cost 5 mana. So, you know, if it is turn 5 and the opponent has 5 lands, most people can cast nearly anything in their deck for 5 mana. I do have a really expensive deck right here. So there are a few cards that cost more than 5 mana, but I mean, if you look at everything else in our deck, like 4 mana, 2 mana, 2 mana, Summon Fenrir's 3 mana. So I think at that point in the game, if you remove all their lands from their deck, I mean, if they have at least 5 lands, I actually think you're helping them out a little tiny bit because you're kind of taking all their. And again, lands aren't always a dead draw, but sometimes they are. And if you just take all their lands away and they have 5 mana, most of the time they can cast most things. So uh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we are waiting for either IFC to share. He said he had a really fun landfall deck, I think. And Elsa said he was making his deck on Moxfield. He'll see if he can share the link with us, and that might be the last deck that we look at because I will have to hop off relatively soon. But so Elsa, if you're still here, maybe you can just tell us the name of the key cards in the deck, and we'll build a deck around that real quick. Or if IFC is still here, they just want to mention. Okay, yeah. IFC says landfall deck, standard deck. He has Bristly Bill, Bite Down. All right. IFC, I got you, buddy. We will go ahead and make this deck. Yeah. Will, I do know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying with Deadly Cover Up. It's just yeah. Well, yeah, how do you destroy a land in standard? No, Elsa, unfortunately I don't think the link sent. I think I have on my stream settings. I don't think people can send links. I mean, this is like my second Magic stream ever, so I'm still really new at this. I'm really sorry. I tried to look to see if I could give you special options. Yeah, that is sad. I agree, man. I'm sorry. I'll for my next stream, which I think will be next week Saturday, I'll maybe do it so that people can share links. So maybe if you're there, then you can do it. But what you can also do, IFC, just look up a few comments. You see IFC, he just kind of mentioned a few of the creature cards. If you want to do that as well, I would be happy to kind of just free ball it right now. So that's what we're going to do with IFC's deck. So he says Bite Down, and I do apologize, guys, for the amateurness of this, but like I said, I still am pretty new at this. But yeah, we're just all having a good time here. So let's see. Bite Down. Wait, but that says Rabid Bite. Is that a card? Rabid. Rabid Bite is a card. I totally read that wrong. Does he have Bite Down? Yeah, bite down. Wait, there's. Okay, wait. Bite down. Rabbit bite. We do Bill. Will we find Mr. Bill? He's green. I think this looks like a green deck. Yeah, there's Bristly Bill. All right, so we have Bite Down, Bristly Bill, Chocobo Kick. Oh. Chocobo Kick. Look at that. It looks like Falcon Kick. Reminds me so much of Falcon Kick from Super Smash Bros. Melee. Did you guys ever play Super Smash Bros. Melee? I guess also the one on the Nintendo 64. I think that was just Super Smash Bros. There was Captain Falcon. And I think it was his B down special. He would always go Falcon Kick. Dude, Hillbilly, I appreciate it, man. You're a legend. You are a true legend. So I do really appreciate the encouraging words. All right, we're still You climbed from Plat. You climbed all the way to Plat 1. That is awesome. IFC. And we're going to build this deck right now. I don't care how janky it is. We'll definitely get a win or two with it. I just need to scroll up a little bit to see it because I know I'm going pretty slow right here. Chocobo Kick. Evolving Wilds. I think if we just do that, we should not green, of course. Evolving Wilds. Where are we? Forest. Garruk's Uprising. Garruk. That. Did I not spell Garruk correct? Oh, it's A. Oh, and it's a double R? I would have never guessed that. Garruk's Uprising. There's a colony. Colony. I'm just doing 4 copies of everything. I don't know if you have 4 copies of everything in here. The Heirloom. Mossborn Hydra. I saw that. If we do Moss, we should find him. There we go. Mossborn Hydra. I love that boy. And the Heirloom. I think we should do Air. Should probably find it in green. There it is. 4 copies of that one. Heirloom. Mossborn Hydra. Origins of Metal Bending. We do Origin, we should probably find it. That's an awesome episode as well. For those of you guys that have seen Legend of Avatar, when Toph discovers she can metal bend. And she's the world's best earthbender. Don't you two dunderheads ever forget. Origins of Metal Bending. Ouroboros, of course, there's an Ouroboros in there. How can you have a deck without Ouroboros nowadays if you're playing green? So that's a really good inclusion. The Wander. I have never seen this card here, so IFC, huge shout out to you. I love this deck right here. Search your library for a basic land card or town card, put it on the battlefield. When you search your library this way on a target creature you control. Ooh, I can see the combo. I see it coming together. Rabid Bite, I think I did. The Baloth. I know that creature as well. We just do Baloth. There he is. 4 copies of him. Ride the Shoopful? I have never heard of that card either. Ride. Wait, if we do Shoopful, you misspell that one? Oh my god, it is here. I do know that card. How could I forget that card? Rocky Rebuke. Rebuke, we should find it. There it is. Rocky Rebuke. Jazz's Chocobo. Summon Fenrir. Ooh, the Earth King I really like. Earth King. Alright, what else was there? We're nearly done, guys. Snakeskin Veil. Just do Snake, we should find it. And Shaz Chocobo. No, misspelled that one. Oh, it's... Wait. Wait, I was just looking at... Oh, it's ZH. There we go. And a summon Fenrir. All right, if we do Fenrir. There we go. All right, I think that's more or less your deck. Let me go back down so I can see everyone's comments. I think I missed some people for a little bit. All right, also, yeah, we'll get to your deck in a second. Bam, there's the whole list. And destroy. New set. All right. I know I have way too many cards, 24. We have 96 cards, guys. I'm pretty sure that IFC was not playing with all of these cards in here. It's not 4 copies of everything, so we'll just make a few cuts. I don't know which ones. Snakeskin Veil will go down a few. This Chocobo is really good. How did you include all these cards in this deck? IFC, this is hilarious. Grux Uprising. Ouroboros is really good. Oh, you posted the sideboard as well. That is too funny. All right. All right. I didn't see which one was the sideboard, though. Let me go up again. Where does it say sideboard, though? Standard Bite Down, Bristly Bill, Forest, Grux Uprising, Heirloom, Mossborn Hydra, Origins of Metal Bending. Wait, so is this a best of 3 deck? All right, so Snakeskin Veil, we can go down because you said that's sideboard. The Chocobo Kick. Kirby's your favorite character. Kirby was OG. I want to keep one Chocobo Kick because it reminds me of Captain Falcon hitting us with the Falcon Kick. Look at that Falcon Kick. Yeah, Horror Story also likes Chocobo Kick. So we're keeping this one. This one's not going in the sideboard. We'll even go up 2 copies of him. What else did you say was sideboard? Honored Heirloom. So let's put that one over there. Rabid Bite. Kind of like how that one sounds, though. What's the difference? So Bite Down. Creature deals damage equal to its power. That's pretty good, yeah. Wait, are these two the exact same card? Oh, or Planeswalker. So Rabid Bite is just a worse version of that. All right, so Rabid Bite we're removing as well. Wait. All right, so these ones were all sideboard, so we'll cut those. Still at 78 because we're looking at Fenrir, so we need to make a few copies, or we need to go down a few copies. We'll go down a few copies of Earth King. Let's just cut one of everything. And how close does that get us to 60? A 68? Oh, we'll go down the Chocobo. Oh, the Colony as well. All right, that's 3 more gone. Nice. All right, we're at 64. I don't know how many lands you were playing. Not sure you were playing with these 24 lands. Evolving Wilds. Why don't you go with this deck? Why don't you go with Fabled Passage? Because Fabled Passage, the lands come in untapped if it's turn 4. Just a small suggestion, of course. 64. You know what, guys? We're rocking with this. 64 cards. Like the Nintendo 64. We'll actually call that N64. Let's go. All right, N64. N64, play, find match. And we're going with N64. We're going to try and Falcon Kick someone. Yeah, because I saw you had Fabled Passage, which is, of course, a really good crack land for, like, Bristly Bill or the Mossborn Hydra. But the Evolving Wilds, that land always comes in tapped, which is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, you see here. So we don't have a turn 1 play, so it's not really coming back to bite us right now. But if this was Fabled Passage, we could potentially save this until we do find Mossborn Hydra or Mr. Bill. If it was a Fabled Passage, because it would come in untapped. Assuming, of course, we find a 3rd land, because then Evolving Wilds or the Fabled Passage into the land that we fetch would be untapped. But we'll just go ahead and get it down right now, and we'll crack on the opponent's turn. Snakeskin Veil. All right, guys. I think I only saw Will said that he played Super Smash Bros. And he said Kirby was his favorite character. There must have been more of you guys in chat who have played Super Smash Bros. In the past. That used to be like the ultimate, like go to a friend's house. I was the friend that had like a Nintendo 64/GameCube to play Melee. You guys must have played it. When I played it, I loved Toon Link. Toon Link was a OG. All right, let's see. So Garruk's Uprising for 3 mana. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, I think we go with Summon Fenrir just to ensure we hit the 4th land drop. We're playing against Azorius gamers, so the chance that it resolves is, of course, next to nothing. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully we do hit the 4th land drop and we can go with Ouroboros, but I mean, guys, we're probably not going to resolve a single spell, and then when we do eventually resolve a spell or two, probably going to hit us with the board wipe, so big sad. All your decks are 66 cards. Do you play more lands then, Horror Story? Do you go with like 26, 27 lands standard? We have 5 mana, so we could go Garruk's Uprising. Price of Freedom is 2-drop. In red in the new set. Are you talking about the Lorwyn Eclipsed? Are you talking about that new set? Will? I haven't seen any new cards from the Lorwyn Eclipse card. Been, of course, Winter Holiday, spending time with family and stuff. And I mean, I told you guys, we're not resolving a single card this matchup. I mean, mono green against a Azorius control player is extremely rough. I think you guys probably don't want to sit through this any more than I want to sit through it, so we'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next one. We'll try and get a nice W with this. With our N64. Price of Freedom. Alright, we're going to keep grinding until we get a win with this one. I think, unfortunately, guys, this will be my last deck for the day. I have really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I'm glad so many people showed up. We'll maybe look to do this next week as well. And maybe we'll even start off with IFC's deck. Maybe play a few more with it. Right now we can get the Baloth down, which is really nice. And I mean, this... Yeah, okay, yes. So look, IFC, this is what I'm talking about right here. Turn 2, didn't want to play the Evolving Wilds because we wanted to play the Baloth. I think I should have played Evolving Wilds on turn 1. I guess it's not that bad because Summon Fenrir can find our 4th land drop. But imagine if we didn't have Summon Fenrir right now and we were to miss a land drop next turn. So we wouldn't have this 4th land thanks to Summon Fenrir. Then Evolving Wilds would come in tapped. Whereas if you had a Fabled Passage... If you had a Fabled Passage, then this one would come in untapped, and then we could play Ouroboros. So luckily for us, Summon Fenrir found the land. So, I mean, you guys know the play line as well. Summon Fenrir actually lets our Ouroboros come in with an additional counter as well. So yeah, this opponent, unfortunately, well, I mean, mono white with Pinnacle Star Cage, 4th land drop into a Day of Judgment. That is a possibility. Perilous Snare. Unfortunately, we don't have Snakeskin Veil. Again, here's another really good example, IFC. If we did have Snakeskin Veil, which I know you said is a sideboard card, we could at least crack the Fabled Passage. And since we have 4 lands, Fabled Passage would have the land come in untapped right now, whereas Evolving Wilds just always has it come in tapped, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. It's just a small suggestion for you. But yeah, for us, for sure, it is a Ouroboros, and I guess I also sequenced that wrong. All right, Horror Story says he plays with the 66 card deck normally, and he doesn't really go up more than 24 lands, which is kind of wild. 24 lands, kind of my comfort zone, better than back when I started in 93, where he had 80 card legend deck. That is hilarious. Yeah. And Horror Stories enjoying the videos. Man, I really appreciate that, guys. All your kind words, it really does mean a lot to me. I really enjoy making decks for you guys. And sometimes I do try and play, pretty competitive decks, but I usually try and put, like, my own fun flair on my decks as well. I think you guys saw with the Yuna deck. If you guys are new, I would go back maybe 30 or 40 minutes. There was this Yuna with Lost in Lajara that I played that was a ton of fun. I think the people that were here for it, you guys probably enjoyed that one as well. But yeah, here, Rabid Bite. I mean, that's not really going to help us. We'll crack this one right now. Rabid Bite. One gets to scry. Ooh, Mossborn Hydra. I should have saved the Crackland. That is unfortunate. And then Origin of Metal Bending. Oh, don't want to click through that too quickly. Put a counter on Ouroboros or destroy their Simulacrum Synthesizer. I think destroying the Simulacrum Synthesizer a little bit more important. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm an idiot. IFC is mostly EDH player. I should have 100% destroyed the Perilous Snare. That is 110% my bad. Yeah, another United... Man, this opponent with the double United Battlefront. Wow, and he didn't find anything. Ooh. I'll be honest, guys. When United Battlefront came out, I know a lot of people were pretty high on it. I have never been a fan of this card. I did play it, I think, in a Boros deck. Yeah, I played it, I think, with... it was a card that rotated. It was a 3-mana artifact. Urbrass Forge. For those of you guys that remember Urbrass Forge, every turn you would create like a token that was however many oil counters on the forge. Every turn you put an extra oil counter on it. It had 1 toughness, and then the first turn it comes down, it has 1 oil counter. That was a really good red card. Anyways, I played with this United Battlefront, and honestly, in quite a few of the games, I just didn't hit anything good off of it. And I mean, this opponent just scooped it up right away. His first United Battlefront found him 2 Simulacrum Synthesizers. That's amazing. But this second one, 4 mana, he found nothing in the top 7 cards of his library. That is a yikes. That is a big yikes moment. Yeah, Horror Story. That Unit deck, like I said, when I first started playing it, if you were here for that part of the stream, I played that deck when the Spider-Man set came out. So if you go to my channel and you go back maybe a month or 2 ago, I think the title of the deck was Lost in Yuna or something like that, or Yuna's Hope, where I played with it. So you can find the full deck list there as well. And you know what? While we're here, I'll actually I did update it a little bit to include maybe 1 or 2 cards from the Spider-Man, or not the Spider-Man set, the Avatar set. So here is the full deck list for you, because I think we did originally play a copy of Omniscience. That is, of course, a really fun enchantment to pull back, but I don't think the Omniscience was doing too much work for us. It was also just 1 copy. But yeah, if you want this deck list that we literally played on stream just 30 or 40 minutes ago, I did include Legend of Kiyoshi as an enchantment. You can, of course, pull this one back with Yuna. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Hopefully you have some creatures with a little bit of power. But then, yeah, it's Chapter 2. It's maybe not the best enchantment. I think I included it just because I wanted to include a card from the Avatar set. But yeah, so yeah, this deck up here, Lost in Yuna, this is just for Horror Story to check out. He said he wanted to look at this one. So here's the deck list for you. I guess I'm blocking these cards here. In the 2 mana slot, it is Get Lost. It is 2 copies of Get Lost. It is 2 copies of Cash Grab. That one is just for some millage, because we do want to put some enchantments in the graveyard. And then it is 4 copies of Esper Origins. That's a really good card just for any unit deck. Surveil 2, and you gain 2 life. So those are the cards that I'm blocking. I'm sorry, my webcam's blocking that. But yeah, guys, that will be the stream for today. I can't thank all of you guys enough for coming out and hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. IFC, like I said, I do want to stream more for you guys as well. I will try and maybe make it like a Saturday thing. Next week, I probably will set up another stream as well, where we're asking to play your decks, and I will maybe start the stream off by playing your mono green pseudo landfall deck IFC. I'll keep that one saved up. I called it N64. So I'll play that one a little bit more next week as well. I'm not sure if Elsa is still here. He wanted me to play a deck as well. He couldn't post the Moxfield link, which is unfortunate. I might I'll try and look into my channel settings where you guys can post links. I think fortunately it doesn't look like there's too many nefarious bots in here that would post crazy links, but who knows? Maybe they're all getting blocked and that's why we're not seeing them. But yeah, I'll look to change some of the channel settings so that you guys can share your links or full deck lists with me as well, so I can just copy paste them a little bit easier. But yeah, that will be the stream for today. Like I said earlier, I hope you guys' 2026 is off to a great start. If you guys are on winter holiday, I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're able to spend some time with the people, friends, and family that you care most about. And, thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your Saturday. It is Saturday, right? Yeah. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with me. For the rest of my evening, gonna go and hang out with the wife, probably make a cocktail for us, and we've been watching Dr. House lately. Or is it called Dr. House? Just House, I think, is the series called, with the doctor who's always hopped up on pain pills. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I've seen, a lot of really nice comments from people in chat saying that they like my videos as well. So like I end every video, for those of you guys that watch it, you know how I end it. For those of you guys that are new here or just tuning in, it is the end of the stream. But remember, guys, trust no one out there except your boy right here. And just know that I love you guys. Peace out.